Roses are red, violets are blue. I have a gun. Get in the van. Welcome to today's video. Again, the joke was not mine. It's from Jack's Films again. On today's video, I will be commentating over my Helcurt gameplay at Mythic V. Every now and then, I will be interrupting the video to show you guys a meme or ask you guys a question, or I will be speeding up the video if nothing interesting is going on. The early game ended up being difficult for me because, as you can see, the tank really wasn't helping me clear the lane or even take the jungle monsters. So really early on, you could tell that this was going to be a hard game for me. However, ultimately we do get the win, and I will be explaining to you guys why I think we won.
Winning everything that I'm throwing. Got a Cuban for the neck, gold glowing. Really only want a bad team. Maybe wanna do a mad team. See me when I'm on my Don King, and I kill it with a milli, so I get another ring for the bay. Oh na na, you don't wanna run with me. Oh la la.
At this point, I'm very thankful that the Franco started to come with me and making my life jungling easier. I also noticed that the Tamos and Exborg were fighting, so I decided to take advantage of the situation and kill the Tamos while I was getting the grab.
Can't trust them like the weather. Face Riri, got a body like she menna. Money on a B-day, I don't do no letter. Let her spend grand. Got one young G, only know bang. Uptown function, but I'm with gang. These broke use gassing up gram. Made no paper, acting on cam. Love a real deal, not a lie. I said, let's have a dinner date in the bag. Gal, bust sit down, look up like July. Got gal at the table, meet KSI. Oh, na na, you don't wanna run with me. Oh, la la. Run up on man and squeeze. Easy peasy squeezy. Talking bad until you see me. Met man, just like Houdini. Then I pop up with a man. Squeezy. Oh na na, you don't wanna run with me. Oh la la. Run up on man and squeeze. Easy peasy.
Welcome to Multiple Choices with Multiple Choices. For this segment, you will have to choose between 4 options. After the 4 options are given, you will have 3 seconds to lock in your answers. Option A, I get the buff and I escape. Option B, Tamos gets the buff and he kills me. Option C, I get the buff but I die. Or option D, it's a wholesome moment in a Dota 2 tournament. Lock in your answers in 3, 2, 1.
Like playing.
What do you think, Tim? Less?
I am kind of feeling the Spectre, man. I think.
What's the build?
Hey Anna, listen to your instinct, man. You're the best Spectre player in this, probably in this fucking stadium.
Oh.
君の虜になってしまえばきっとこの夏は充実するのモード噂の Dreaming が忘れないででも気持ちは伝えてしまえばいつか
So after I respond, I went to bot and I saw this Joe getting ganked. And I was about to jump in actually, but unfortunately the Angela used her SS on the Cho, so I just instead wanted to focus on the crab. But unfortunately, the Ruby was being an asshole and took it herself. Instead of getting mad at the Ruby and trash talking her in chat, I just decided to focus on the game instead. Currently the score is 2-10, meaning we are so behind in gold and even in towers because they've pushed a lot more than we have. Despite that, however, I decided to remain positive. Instead of trash talking my teammates for sucking, I instead just really focused on the game, trying to make sure that I was making the right decisions and looking carefully at the map. It was because of that I managed to get this kill on the Tamos because I saw Exborg and Tamos fighting up top. Here I decided to recall because I saw earlier on the map that the Atlas and the Gusion was going towards me. However, since I saw that the blue buff was about to be up, I thought they were going to the blue buff instead. Thankfully, the Franco was here and it ended up saving my life because the Gusion decided to back before finishing me off.
Made no paper, acting on cam. Love a real deal, not a lie. I said, let's have a dinner date in the bag. Girl, bust sit down, look up like July. Got girl at the table, meet KSI.
After going back to base, I then went top to try and push the lane. As you can see, the score right now is 5-15, so we are still behind by a lot of gold. In fact, it's gotten worse because earlier it was 2-10, but now it's 5-15. We were now behind by 10 kills. On top of that, the Angela was trash talking me. But this is the part where I was really proud of myself because I actually didn't even notice that the Angela was talking shit. I was so focused on the game that I didn't even bother trying to reply because in my mind nothing was happening. I wasn't panicking about the score being 6-16 because in my mind I was just focusing. I was doing my best to make sure that we could get back in the game. So really the takeaway here is just shut up and just play the game. Shut up and focus. Don't be like the Franco or Carrie who are trash talking their teammates. The Ruby was an asshole, but at least she was quiet.
Just like Houdini. Bring that thing in that place where you need it. Big thing, make me wanna boss when I beat it. We don't even care if you're fake or that real. I just wanna get that feel of that booty that you're treating. Oh, why you wanna play the hard thing?
Here you might be asking why I didn't use SS and jumped on the Tamos as soon as the Franco hit him with the hook. The reason for that is because I still know that the Atlas still had his ultimate available. So the lesson to take away from here is to make sure that the people who can counter initiate against you aren't going to be able to do so. So in my case, I had to wait for the Atlas to use his ultimate first before I go in. It doesn't matter how good of a hook the Franco gets. If the Atlas still had SS, I wouldn't go in.
Come on. Just like Houdini. See you waiting from the night. She does a little tweet and a little snap. Preen up her Insta. All I do is tap. I ain't into talking, but she make me chat. Man will do anything, just say they can have that. See me, I do it better. She flexing in my sweater. People I can't trust, I'm like the weather. Face Riri, got a body like she menna. Money on a B-day, I don't do no letter. Let her spend grand. Got one young G, only know bang. Uptown function, but I'm with gang. These broke use gassing up gram. Made no paper, acting on cam. Love a real deal, not a lie. I said let's have a dinner date in the bag. Girl, bust sit down, look up like July. Got girl at the table, meet KSI.
Oh na, you don't wanna run with me. Oh la la, run up on man and squeeze. Easy peasy squeezy, talking bad until you see me. Met man, just like Houdini. Oh na, you don't wanna run with me. Oh la la, run up on man and squeeze. Easy peasy squeezy, talking bad until you see me. Met man, just like Houdini.
Here, I'm about to make a mistake, specifically with how I use my Petrify and first skill. In this situation, I probably should have won if I had used my first skill and Petrify better. Should have done there was to make sure that I spaced them out enough. What I did wrong was I used them on top of each other. Instead, I should use first skill, wait for the silence to run out, then I use Petrify next. So basically, if I use my skills in a better way, I would have probably lived in that situation.
Why you wanna wanna play the hard to get. My fourth letter getting bigger in the alphabet. My dumb figure moving silly when you come correct. But she on fleet, check. Booty, check. Breath, check. Money, check. Later in the night, she a freak, check. Winning everything that I'm throwing. Got a Cuban for the neck, gold glowing. Really only want a bad ting. Make me wanna do a mad ting. See me when I'm on my Don King, and I kill it with a milli, so I get another ring for the bang.
Oh na na, you don't wanna run with me. Oh la la, run up on man and squeeze. Easy peasy squeezy, talking bad until you see me.
Come on.
Make man, just like a genie.
See you waiting from the night. She does a little tweet. Preen up her Insta. All I do is tap. I ain't into talking, but she make me chat. Man will do anything. Just say that. See me and doing that. People I can't trust them like the weather. Face Riri, got a body like she menna. Money on a B-day, I don't do no letter. Let her spend grand. Got one young G, only know bang. Uptown function, but I'm with gang. These broke use gassing up gram. Made no paper, acting on cam. Love a real deal, not a lie. I said, let's have a dinner date in the bag. Gal, bust sit down, look up like July. Got gal at the table, meet KSI.
Oh na na, you don't wanna run with me. Oh la la.
In the upcoming team fight, I get very lucky. I did a good job of being brave enough and aggressive enough to dive the Gushen under tower. However, if the Atlas had hit me one more time, I would have probably died, which is why I say I got lucky. But luck is a part of the game, and I'm happy to have it.
Squeeze, easy peasy squeezy, talking bad until you see me. Make man, just like a genie.
So after respawning, I went back to work. I decided to get the red buff this time. I will also get a little lucky in the next clip because I totally don't mean to do what I'm about to do. What ends up happening here is I end up bringing the Gushen inside the base, and because of that I managed to kill him, which was pretty lucky on my part.
Bring that thing in that place where you need it. Big thing, make me wanna boss when I beat it. Me not even care if you're fake or that real. I just wanna get that feel of that booty that you're treating. Oh, why you wanna play the hard to get? My fourth letter getting bigger in the alphabet. My dumb figure moving silly when you come correct. But she on fleet, check. Booty, check. Breath, check. Money, check. Later in the night, she a freak, check. Winning everything that I'm throwing. Got a Cuban for the neck, gold glowing. Really only want a bad ting.
Coming up in a little while will be the last clash of the game. My main takeaways for this game was that I made a significant improvement in my patience. Consistently throughout the game, I was focusing on only going in the team fight once the Atlas had used his SS. And I really believe that we managed to win the game because I was patient. Cho for the meantime was trying to push top, but I knew that we could push faster, so I decided to just go mid and end the game. If you've made it this far into the video, I want to give my thanks. It really means a lot that you finished the video. And please consider leaving a comment if you want me to use your pickup line, or if you want to be placed in the video. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I see you guys soon.
Oh na na, you don't wanna run with me. Oh la la, run up a man and squeeze. Easy peasy squeezy, talking bad until you see me.